I'm Asha, I'm a singer-songwriter, 21, from South London, and I've been doing studio sessions for the past like 8 months. Yeah, just working on my own EP, possibly an album, but yeah, that's what I've been up to. I grew up a lot around old school music, a lot of like Lionel Richie, Commodores, so there was a lot of like black influence because my mum's Caribbean. I was a dancer actually before I was a singer for 12 years. Did that and taught and stuff, but I was injured, so I went to performing arts school, studied musical theatre, and that kind of got me into singing, really, but dance was my first love. Yeah, my music has changed from when I first started to up until now, and I didn't properly, everyone was saying like, find your sound, we need to find your sound, and I thought I'd already found it, but the sound that I had 3 years ago is nothing like what I do now. And I always had this, apparently I sing with an English accent, I don't know what that means because I'm English, but yeah, that was kind of a problem at the start. People were saying that I shouldn't do it, that I should tone it down a bit, but that's actually the one thing that whenever I get interviews written about me or reviews, that people are always saying, oh, the English accent, the English accent. So I think it's helped me now so that I'm kind of on my own. I don't fall into a genre, it's just Asha, and that's always what I wanted. So now that I've found the sound and I found the thing that sticks out, that's what's stuck for me. Amy Winehouse. Amy Winehouse was my biggest like thing. That was the influence, I think, because I've always loved her music, and even when she covers and stuff, you always know it's her, and that's what I always wanted. I didn't want to like cover and then be like, oh, you know, it just sounds like the original. I wanted it to be something that stood out. So she was a massive influence in the way that my song was. She was a massive influence, yeah.
How do your spirits stray? Fuck the card, let's talk a name.
In the midst of, I went to uni, right? Gosh, I went to uni, but I was there for like 6 months, really and truly, and then I dropped out. But I've always wanted to. I grew up in, I wouldn't say a rough area, but an area that didn't really have much, and so there was like a lot of people in my class were just in crazy situations, and so young people has always been something that I've always focused on. So I then went to uni to study applied theatre, which was working with prisoners and young offenders to use performing arts to help them, which is something I've always wanted to do. So I then, when I wasn't at uni and dropped out, I went to work in a young offenders centre. So I was doing it full on, working with young people, helping them to try and get GCSEs and helping them go into placements. And most of them had really severe lives, like crazy situations. And that's always been something that I've wanted to do and always come back to. So I always said, like, if music did take off, that with the first kind of monies that I had, I would want to open up invest in young people, because I never had the stuff that I could give to them when I was younger, and I could have been in a better place, I could have been a better person. So I think there's just not enough out there for young people. So everything I try and do, I want to focus around young people, because there's not a voice for them, I don't think. You know, they have like young mayors and stuff of counties and stuff, but it doesn't really ever get looked at properly. I saw a picture the other day of the House of Commons, and it was saying how there was a debate on knife crime with young people, and there was about 6 people in the House of Commons. And then when it was talking about monies and stuff to do with the city and stuff, there was like, everything was full. And it just shows you how they really mislead people to think that they're trying to do something when they're not. So I think a young person to a young person, it gives them a lot more to work with. Yeah, exactly, from the lifestyle, from whatever it was. Like, I wasn't always well off, I wasn't always the Asha I am now. I was someone completely different. So I think if I had the resources, which I want to give to them, that would really help the situation.
Ain't nobody love you